The Baltimore Ravens are heading into one of the most pivotal off-seasons in recent memory, and the energy around the organization is palpable. Fans are eager for updates. Speculation is running wild, and the focus right now is clearly on getting the next head coach in place, while discussions around a potential Lamar Jackson contract extension continue in the background. The head coaching search dominates every conversation. It's a critical decision that will define the direction of the franchise for years to come, and insiders are keeping a close eye on how the Ravens are approaching this process. One of the most intriguing developments centers around Lamar Jackson himself and the offensive vision he wants to see implemented. Reports suggest that Jackson, along with key receivers like Zay Flowers and Rashad Bateman, has been vocal in supporting Cliff Kingsbury as the offensive architect for the team. They have reportedly participated in interviews and maintained direct communication with decision makers, emphasizing the type of offensive style they believe would maximize their potential. This level of player involvement is noteworthy, signaling a front office that is listening to its core talent. When considering the long-term structure of the coaching staff on the head coaching front, Anthony Weaver has emerged as a strong candidate, with discussions indicating that if he were to take the helm, Cliff Kingsbury would likely serve as his offensive coordinator. This pairing presents a fascinating balance. Weaver brings a defensive mindset to the head coach position, while Kingsbury would reshape the offensive scheme to better suit Lamar Jackson's unique talents. Kingsbury's style leans toward a spread-heavy, pass-oriented offense with 3 wide receivers on the field most of the time, integrating run-pass options and creative schemes that could inject excitement and versatility into Baltimore's attack. While Kingsbury's past track record has drawn mixed reactions, it's important to consider the context. His time with Kyler Murray in Arizona was challenging, but his recent tenure in Washington showcased an offense capable of significant production in his first season there. Washington's team ranked 4th in rushing, 13th in passing, and 5th in scoring, demonstrating the ability to balance a multifaceted attack. Jaden Daniels flourished in that system as a rookie, and the offensive unit displayed strong efficiency and creativity despite injury setbacks. These factors help explain why Ravens offensive players are reportedly supportive of Kingsbury's approach. From the perspective of the receivers, the appeal of Kingsbury's system is clear. For years, Baltimore has emphasized a run-first philosophy, leaving wideouts in blocking roles more often than not. Players like Lamar Jackson and the receiving corps are eager for a more balanced offense where passing plays are integral and receivers are central to game planning. The potential for 11 personnel sets and innovative passing schemes represents a shift that could unlock the full potential of the team's offensive weapons. For Jackson, it's about maximizing his abilities in a system that allows him to make plays both on the ground and through the air, maintaining the element of unpredictability that has defined his career. However, the decision-making process is far from straightforward. The pool of experienced offensive coordinators is limited. Names like Joe Brady or Clint Kubiak have emerged in discussions, but many top-tier coordinators are either tied to other teams or positioned for head coaching opportunities themselves. This reality narrows the options for the Ravens and makes Kingsbury a more viable candidate, particularly if he aligns with the vision of the head coach and the players. It's a strategic decision that blends talent evaluation, scheme fit, and organizational philosophy. Balancing the offensive considerations is the equally pressing need to stabilize the defense. A strong defensive presence is crucial to complementing any new offensive strategy. With Weaver's defensive expertise, he could provide the leadership required to rejuvenate the Ravens' defensive unit, which struggled last season in key moments. The challenge lies in assembling a staff that can both innovate on offense and maintain solidity on defense, especially with top coaching talent in high demand league-wide. Finding the right balance will require careful navigation of available resources and strategic priorities. The conversation around Kingsbury also brings up historical concerns. His teams have occasionally struggled with consistency and sustainability, sometimes faltering after early success. Yet the Ravens' unique roster, with Lamar Jackson at quarterback and a skilled supporting cast, presents a different context than some of his previous stops. There's potential for Kingsbury to thrive when paired with a strong defensive-minded head coach who can provide stability and structure, allowing the offensive scheme to flourish without being overexposed to systemic weaknesses. Off the field, the energy around the organization is as intense as ever. Fans are dissecting every rumor, analyzing potential coaching pairs, and projecting how changes will affect the team's dynamics. The involvement of players in the decision-making process reflects a modern approach to roster management and team culture, emphasizing collaboration between leadership and those executing on the field. For the Ravens, creating a synergy between the head coach, offensive coordinator, and player leadership could be the key to achieving sustained success in the highly competitive landscape of the NFL. Ultimately, the Ravens' offseason revolves around decisions that will shape the next era of the franchise, whether it's finalizing the head coach hire, solidifying the offensive approach, or ensuring defensive stability. The stakes are high. Lamar Jackson's influence on the process, combined with the emerging candidates for head coach and offensive coordinator, creates a dynamic scenario filled with potential and risk. For fans, the intrigue lies not only in who will fill these roles but in how these decisions will impact the team's identity and performance in the seasons to come. As the evaluation continues, it's clear that the Ravens are at a crossroads. The alignment between player preferences, coaching philosophy, and organizational strategy will be critical to success. Cliff Kingsbury represents one possible path, offering a vision that excites the offensive unit and promises to expand the team's capabilities, while Anthony Weaver could bring the defensive leadership required to maintain balance. The interplay between these elements will define the next chapter for Baltimore football, setting the stage for what promises to be a fascinating offseason filled with strategy, negotiation, and big-picture planning. The excitement around the team extends beyond coaching decisions, encompassing how these changes could influence the day-to-day dynamics of practice, preparation, and in-game strategy. Lamar Jackson's presence ensures that the offensive playbook must accommodate his strengths, and players want to see an approach that empowers them to make plays, rather than just fulfill assignments. This mindset shift, coupled with the potential arrival of Kingsbury's system, could revitalize the passing game while maintaining the ground attack that has long been a staple of the Ravens' identity. In addition, the organizational challenge is compounded by the limited availability of high-level offensive minds, while other teams are pursuing their preferred candidates. Baltimore must navigate a competitive coaching market to assemble a staff that aligns with the team's strategic objectives. The decisions made now will resonate for years, influencing everything from draft strategy to free agency priorities and shaping the culture of the team on and off the field. The Ravens management must weigh experience, fit, and vision when making these crucial hires, ensuring that the next era is built on a foundation of competence and cohesion. Every conversation, report, and rumor feeds into a larger narrative about where Baltimore is headed. The interaction between Lamar Jackson's influence, the coaching search, and the broader team strategy creates a complex puzzle that requires careful assembly. Each move, whether confirming Kingsbury's role, selecting a head coach, or reinforcing the defense, carries implications for performance, morale, and long-term trajectory. Fans and analysts alike are watching closely, evaluating every piece of information for clues about the team's next steps. The Ravens' approach to building this staff will also be a reflection of modern NFL philosophy, where collaboration and adaptability are increasingly important. Player input, offensive innovation, and defensive expertise must all coalesce to create a competitive and sustainable team. For a franchise like Baltimore, maintaining a strong identity while embracing creative approaches is essential, and the choices made in this offseason could define the next 5 years of football in Maryland. As the Ravens continue navigating this crucial offseason, the focus remains not only on the head coach but also on how the entire coaching staff will complement the team's strengths. Lamar Jackson's impact on offensive strategy cannot be overstated. His dual-threat ability demands an offense that can adapt in real time, leveraging both his arm and legs to keep defenses guessing. With a potential pairing like Anthony Weaver as head coach and Cliff Kingsbury as offensive coordinator, the Ravens could enter the league with a blueprint designed to exploit matchups and expand their passing attack while still maintaining a powerful running game. This approach could give them the versatility they have lacked in recent years, creating opportunities for explosive plays and dynamic game planning. Receivers are particularly energized by the prospect of a more balanced attack. The past several seasons emphasized a run-heavy scheme, often leaving talented wideouts in blocking roles rather than as focal points in the offense. Kingsbury's system promises to change that dynamic, with more 3-receiver sets and creative read-option plays designed to involve the passing game without sacrificing the team's ground dominance. Players like Zay Flowers and Rashad Bateman could see their roles grow exponentially, while Lamar Jackson gains additional freedom to make plays that extend beyond the traditional pocket structure. The excitement around this offensive flexibility speaks volumes about player morale and the culture the front office is fostering by listening to their core roster. From a strategic standpoint, integrating a spread-based, pass-oriented offense in Baltimore comes with both opportunity and risk. Kingsbury's track record shows flashes of brilliance, particularly in his Washington tenure, where his team ranked among the league's top offenses in multiple statistical categories. Despite injuries and roster changes, this performance indicates an ability to maximize talent under challenging circumstances. Still, there are concerns regarding consistency, as some of his previous teams experienced late-season declines or uneven execution over the course of a campaign. For the Ravens, mitigating these risks will require a head coach capable of providing discipline, oversight, and adaptability qualities Weaver brings as a defensive-minded leader. Defense will undoubtedly remain a priority, as Baltimore's struggles in recent postseason campaigns highlighted the need for a more reliable unit. Weaver's experience could help address these deficiencies, particularly with in-game adjustments and building a sustainable scheme that complements the offensive innovations. The challenge will be assembling a supporting staff that can execute this vision. Many top defensive minds are either in high-demand positions or tied to head coaching trajectories, limiting the pool of available talent. This scarcity makes strategic hires critical, ensuring that both sides of the ball operate in harmony and support the overall goal of sustained competitiveness. Another aspect shaping this offseason is the interplay between experienced coordinators and emerging talent. Options for offensive leadership are limited, with names like Joe Brady, Clint Kubiak, and Brian Daboll circulating, but constrained by existing commitments or team fit. The Ravens face a delicate balancing act, selecting coordinators who can implement a modern, high-octane offense while ensuring alignment with the head coach's philosophy and the team's long-term trajectory. Kingsbury may not be a perfect fit on paper, but his vision aligns with the players' desires and presents a path forward that could reinvigorate a receiving corps eager for involvement in a more dynamic passing game. The integration of a system that prioritizes passing doesn't diminish the importance of the running game. However, Lamar Jackson's dual-threat skill set remains a cornerstone, and any effective offensive coordinator will need to preserve that element. While expanding the team's versatility, Kingsbury's approach, with its focus on spacing, motion, and read options, could allow the Ravens to create mismatches and optimize Jackson's athleticism without abandoning the physicality that defines Baltimore football. This balance will be key to ensuring that defenses cannot predict or stifle the team's game plan, offering the Ravens a competitive advantage that may prove decisive in close matchups. Before we dive in, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Your support keeps us bringing you the latest news on the Baltimore Ravens. And hey, drop your take in the comments below. We want to hear from the flock. What began as quiet confidence inside league circles has quickly turned into an uncomfortable whisper that keeps growing louder. According to rumors circulating among executives and agents, Dak Prescott, widely viewed as a prime target for the Baltimore Ravens' long-term plans, has delivered a surprising and stinging rejection. The word filtering through the NFL grapevine is blunt: Prescott is not interested, and his reasons are raising eyebrows across the league. The Ravens, long praised for stability, ambition, and a competitive environment, were reportedly convinced they could position themselves as the logical destination. Instead, insiders claim Prescott has shifted his focus toward a franchise with far less recent success, a team still searching for identity and direction. Too many around the league. The message feels like a public snub, one that cuts deeper because it comes from a player the Ravens allegedly believed was already within reach. Speculation suggests that this decision has less to do with wins and losses and more to do with control, legacy, and narrative. Those close to the quarterback hint that Prescott wants to be seen as a savior, rather than a final piece of an already functional machine. Joining a struggling organization could offer him full ownership of the story, the chance to reshape a locker room, and the freedom to define success on his own terms. Still, the reaction has been harsh. Some executives privately describe the move as baffling, even disrespectful, given the Ravens' reputation. Others see it as a calculated gamble by a quarterback confident enough to bet on himself. Regardless of the surrounding chaos, what is clear is that the league has taken notice. A presumed match has unraveled, egos appear bruised, and a new narrative is forming around one of football's most discussed names. For now, nothing is official, contracts remain unsigned, and public silence reigns, but behind closed doors, the sense of humiliation in Baltimore and the shock across the NFL suggest this rumor may be more than idle talk. If confirmed, it would mark one of the most unexpected power moves of the season, redefining loyalty, ambition, and what it truly means to choose your own path in professional football. That's it for this update. If you enjoyed the video and want to stay in the loop with exclusive news on our Baltimore Ravens, make sure to subscribe and hit that like button. We'd love to hear what the flock thinks. Drop your thoughts in the comments. See you in the next one.